Mr. O'Rourke, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Yahia, thank you for helping us better understand the plan and the proposal. And I want to begin by saying when Dr. Shulkin, you and the team first announced this in October, it was very encouraging, and I was very excited by the vision that you all outlined for the VA. It was comprehensive. It made sense of leveraging community capacity, and what I read into it was having the VA better focus on what I think its core priorities should be. But given the skepticism well earned by the VA that I hear from Mr. Williamson and Mr. Abe, and in Mr. Abe's case from his personal experience included, given the fact that you have 10.5 months left, given the scope of these changes, and then again to bring up what I think is the most critical urgent priority, reducing veteran suicide, and the crisis that we have there that really will take concentrated focus for us to make a meaningful impact. What of this lift could you offload to someone else, either in the public or private sector? So to follow up on Dr. Rowe's question, if CMS has a 99% under 30-day pay rate, I know there are obstacles, and I know these are different animals, but is there a way to bust through that and contract this with CMS, who seems to have figured this out and has a lot of experience doing it right, or at least better than the VA? Is there some other part of the billing, reimbursement, validation process that could be outsourced to a private provider who does this really, really well? And we could set these benchmarks and standards. So that will be my first question. The second one, a shorter one, can we get a copy of the draft performance work statement that you keep referring to? So my two questions for you.
Sure. So yes to the second one, and I think we sent it to the committee staff last week.
Great.
It's publicly available. And not only can you get a copy, but if you want me or others to come and walk you through it, we're happy to do that. And to your first point, that's exactly what's in the performance work statement. So there's a section in the performance work statement which is the first part of like an acquisition cycle. So as Gene was describing, it's kind of the first step, and then later on is the RFP and et cetera. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for who are those high-performing claims processing sites that potentially could, in the future, be able to bid on a proposal that we hope to do in the coming months, to be able to see if they can meet those needs. And so we are looking exactly at that option.
For Mr. Williamson, and if time permits, Mr. Abe, is within the 10.5 months, given the fact that we have VA's past performance as a potential predictor of future performance, but also given the fact that we have people like Dr. Yahia, Dr. Shulkin, Secretary McDonald, who really do seem intent on turning this around and have some success to show for that, is this realistic? Should we temper our expectations? What are your thoughts?
Well, I've been working with GAO a long time, and I have become skeptical in that time. And I've heard a lot of well-intentioned stories and whatever from agencies. I really doubt whether it can be done in 10.5 months. I think the IT challenges alone. I mean, VA on past IT projects where they've required modernization, the track record hasn't been real good. So, but I really appreciate their enthusiasm and their progressive attitude towards it, and they're moving out on it. I really think that's good. But realistically, it's going to be a tough pull.
Dr. Yahia, how much is the IT part of this cost? And then if time allows, I'd like Mr. Abe to comment.
I guess the point of this RFP, or the draft performance work statement, is to look for private sector, commercial folks that could do the work. So that is, out of all the different options, we're not talking about buying an off-the-shelf IT product.
How much will we have to invest in addition to what we're spending on IT today to make this work?
I'd have to get back to you on that number.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Abe, any thoughts? I know I don't have a lot of time, maybe
Yeah,
get additional
right.
15 seconds.
Just to summarize, I think I agree with Mr. Williamson in the sense that, the IT solution is a real big obstacle, especially considering their past performance. The other area is that it really does take a lot of project management to do this. And again, I think in the past experience, that's probably been inadequate.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr.